Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. Um, Last time in Renascence, you guys finally made good on Barnaby's promise to his father, long deceased. You guys tracked down the chimera, what done it, and put it in the ground. And that was the session. You guys did find the creature had a cave that it seemed to be layering in. And in addition to a very old, tattered nest, you guys found on the back wall of the cave an engraving of an archway adorned with three skulls. There was a passage in deep speech etched inside the archway. And with a few sendings to the Gatewatch, you guys were able to decode the message. It read, "The way is shut in her timeless name, she of many faces, the breaker of gates, and the keeper of names. Petitioner, speak her name and glimpse beyond." As soon as you spoke this passage aloud, the engraving transforms into a glossy mirrored surface. And in it, you could see yourselves reflected, surrounded by shadowy figures, just barely out of focus. And we're basically picking up right there. You guys are still in the cave, still contemplating the mystery of the mirror. And it's early afternoon on the 18th of Karen. So, are there any questions before we begin?
When did you want to roll level up dice?
Let's do that at the end of a long rest.
Okay.
Oh, we leveled up. Oh, shit. Sorry. I forgot.
You had 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. I forgot.
I know, it's fine. We'll take.
I don't think it's going to be a particularly intensive session.
No, we're dealing with the fallout, the looting, the mystery, and your path home. Potentially.
Oh, wait.
We'll see.
I think I already fixed it.
So.
What do our intrepid heroes have in store this week on Renascence?
You sound super quiet, Kat.
Oh, it's because I'm facing the wrong way.
Sorry. Oh, gotcha.
So.
So we just kind of ended with all us standing in this cavern?
Yes, that is where we left off.
Okay. Well, Noelle, first thing, she starts flipping back through her notebook. All the stuff that she's written down over the course of this. And she kind of glances at Burberry and John and says, "I think the three of us may have heard this before. Do you remember that weird hippo creature on that ship?
That guy.
And how he was talking about the Empress?"
Wait, wasn't he from the future?
He was from another reality. But
Maybe, yes.
I remember him saying that this Empress of his was missing. Maybe she's here as the breaker of gates?
Well, if you're about to guess, I'm gonna go stand as far away from y'all as possible on this board. Nothing personal, but
I don't know what counts as a guess. I feel like I wouldn't have necessarily been hiding this from the wall. If
I
it
mean,
can hear me.
I don't think this is a 3 guesses you're out scenario.
Yeah. Maybe we have to find a way to say it in deep speech, though? Because we had to use deep speech to get the wall to turn on, right?
You just said the phrase aloud that Gerald told you guys. It didn't require the deep speech specifically.
Well, notably, the Empress is not a name. It's a title. So maybe there's a deeper level to this, but that's the only thing that comes to mind. So I guess I'll give that a shot.
Burberry just gestures towards the door encouragingly.
I think it's the best shot we all got right now.
Okay, so stepping up to the mirror, Noel, you can see yourself reflected in it, and in the haze behind you, in the reflection, you can see not just the silhouettes of your companions, but a multitude of other figures in this sort of inky, swirling, smoky space on the other side.
I guess I'll just say, our queen, the Empress.
For a moment, the swirling smoke in the mirror stops, freezing in place. Your reflection freezes. And you hear a loud as a long, sharp crack runs across the center of the mirror. Startled, you step back, blink, and the crack is gone.
You got
The
it.
frozen moment is past. But you hear in your mind what sounds almost like a distant chuckle. The echo of a voice saying, "It's been a long time since I've heard that name,
Shit.
but I've left it behind."
The mayor just talked, or is that just me?
Show Noel.
I don't know if anyone else heard that, but I would try to respond. I don't know what context is going on here, but I would say, what name do you prefer?
You don't hear a response, but you can see your reflection smirk and very subtly raises a hand gesturing towards Barnaby.
Barnaby?
What?
I got a reaction from the mirror. I tried the Empress, and she said she doesn't go by that name anymore. So I asked what name she preferred, and she gestured to you?
Barnaby Ray Otis the third?
Something tells me that's not what she meant, but maybe you should stand here and see what you see.
See a mirror.
Well, who knows?
But sure, why not? I'll stand here.
I'll step aside
Sure.
and let Barnaby step up and, I don't know, just try some names, I guess.
So you step up,
Clementine.
you say Clementine. Your reflection mirrors your speech, and nothing happens.
Sunday night.
Isabel?
The cavern remains quiet.
Oh, wait, I got a Jardine.
At the third utterance of a name, you do see a slight change in the mirror. Your reflection looks over their shoulder as one of the sort of clouded silhouettes seems to draw close to it. And he sort of leans over, almost as if he's listening to something being said. And he begins to raise his hand, still leaning over, listening, fist closed. And you see a finger begin to extend before his eyes go wide, and he claps his other hand down over it and sort of rebukes this silhouette, silently chastising it for something. You can see the irritation on his face very clearly. He immediately goes back to sort of gazing into the mirror, just as you are. Although now you can see his eyes are wandering.
Is that Joe Bob? This is getting weird.
Just to be clear, DM, when you're describing these things that are happening in the mirror, are we all seeing them in the same way Barnaby is, or are we just seeing a reflection of Barnaby?
So anyone looking on would be seeing Barnaby's reflection.
So
He would be seeing this altered reality in the
Okay.
mirror.
So nobody else saw the mirror like crack when I spoke to it?
Correct.
Are you getting anything, Barnaby?
I just saw myself grab a finger.
Which one?
What's your missing figure's name again? Was that Joe Bob? Is that why you said Joe
I
Bob?
thought it was Joe Bob, but it didn't do anything what I said.
Okay, so out of character real quick. Whenever Plett said he raised a finger, my brain went, which one?
Which one do you think?
The middle one.
There we go.
Wait! Oh, you little. Don't make me punch you, mirror. That's just foul.
Your reflection seemed just as offended by this suggestion it seemed to receive as you are. Trust me. You see him kind of lean forward and like tap with the knuckle on the mirror. Dum, dum. Puts his hands on his hips. Kind of turns back to the shadow. Continues talking to it.
If it was the middle finger, that either has to be Avalon or that'd be Enos.
You say that out loud?
Yeah. Fouls that is.
There is a blinding flash of light that fills the cavern. It takes almost a minute for it to fade. And as it does, you can hear your ears ringing. And over that ringing crackle of energy, as your vision begins to return to you, you can see that the mirror seems to have almost imploded on itself. What was once a reflection is now almost a passageway, or more of a window. You can see yourselves in it, still clear as day. But these don't look like you. These look like who you might have been, who you might still be.
Well,
And as each of you looks into the mirror, you can see iterations of yourselves sort of arcing out into infinity, like standing in a hall of mirrors, each one a little different from the other. The mirror is pulsing with erratic magical energy at this point. Bolts of white light sort of arcing along the rim of the archway. And as they do, they sort of carve these deep gouges in the rock around the mirror. And in the gouges, you can see the sort of blooming of gold and silver and gemstones.
Well, if anybody wants to step in, I'll step in. Lauren will take a step into the mirror.
2 seconds ago, you're like, I'm gonna stay back here and let y'all blow up.
ooh, money.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Lauren, as you step up to the mirror, you can see all of these different sort of refracted versions of yourself start to converge as you draw closer. And as soon as you make contact, you sort of freeze in place and your vision kind of goes white. And you feel your minds sort of reeling, struggling to wrap itself around this infinitude that you've encountered. I'm going to need you to make an intelligence saving throw for me.
Oh, an intelligence? Ow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I actually have proficiency in that because I'm a fucking druid.
Also, DM, which name did it respond to? Avalon or Enos?
It was Avalon.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, that is a success. As you make contact with this mirror, you come to grasp what it is that you're seeing. You are seeing potential. Your potential.
Do I look cool?
There are lots of very cool versions of you out there, Lauren.
I look like a badass.
You see older versions of yourself, younger versions of yourself, more than a number of yourselves dead and
Do I look like a pirate in one of them?
decrepit in ways that are uncomfortable to mention. Yeah, there are pirate versions of you.
Dope.
You get the sense that if you focused your mind, you might be able to glean possible futures or alternate paths you might have taken in your life.
Ooh, fucking bet. Can I do that?
Yeah. What do you
Cool.
want to look for?
I want to know what would have happened if I broke Varys out of jail.
If you broke Varys out of jail?
Because I was close to doing it.
Sure. And as you focus on this
Oh my
thought,
god. Sorry. I
you
had to ask.
feel the mirror sort of envelop you.
Am I dead?
All of these alternate versions of you rushing past you in this infinite white void. And eventually you sort of find yourself staring at this sort of hazy, sort of flashing imagery You see yourself and Varys bloodied and gasping for breath as you flee an onslaught of crossbow bolts and gunfire off of the prison island in Freeport Bay. You see yourself hauling Varys up out of the water onto the deck of a ship, sitting at the foot of a very old and very intrigued-looking hobgoblin warlock.
What's going on in there?
You see
I had to know, guys. I'm sorry.
flashes of
I'm waiting for Lauren's death
Pain.
to happen. Yep, there it is.
You see flashes of death. You see flashes of an overwhelming power that you've only glimpsed in the past.
Okay.
A power that you've seen a handful of times, but at a magnitude beyond your imagining, and it's flowing through you.
Okay.
Compelling you,
Oh.
compelling him, compelling everyone in the flock. The world is changing,
Okay.
and you are its herald.
Oh, shit.
And just as suddenly as you feel yourself pulled into this vision, you feel your stomach turning, this urge to retch, and you fall out of it, kind of hitting your knees.
Can I look at another one? That one I was just pure curiosity. I really wanted to know. And you weren't going to tell me until years later.
You think you might have a couple more visions in you.
Okay,
You-
okay.
It's a taxing process, but you could maybe get a couple more.
Lauren, are you sure? Oh, there she goes.
I want to know. I want to take notes at Captain Bloodbeard's day. His trial.
Oh, his arraignment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does the mirror work in that direction?
Are you using a scry? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
I mean,
I was able to do a decision that I was thinking about doing and I didn't.
you try to bend the mirror towards that date, and you find yourself struggling to find a foothold for this vision.
Okay, fine.
I think to make it clearer,
Okay,
the mirror will show you your own potentials.
got it. Okay, so
So if you can envision a version of yourself,
how about the version of myself where I keep doing what I'm doing?
and you make it to the arraignment on time, is that what we're doing? All right, smartass.
I mean, does it show you beyond where you currently are? Or does it show you an alternate choice up to right now?
Or is it like, okay, so what about, okay, no, how about this? I sent you that message a while ago about that scrying with La Shirag. So, what about that one?
Which message was that?
It was, well, I don't want to say it. It was supposed to be a secret. Here, let me,
Send it again then.
let me type it.
I was going to say, if you are focusing on the version of you that makes it to the arraignment, that is something you feel has potential. You do feel a pull in the mirror. You could pursue that if you want to.
Okay,
Do you want to?
yes.
Okay. So touching the mirror and focusing on this, your near future does not look terribly different from how you currently imagine it to look. You find yourselves backtracking through the forest, back the way you came.
Okay.
You find yourself camping out. You see flashes, perhaps, of hobgoblins in the marsh to the north of you. And you see the waylight unbottled and guiding you deep into the forest, where you vanish and emerge on the other side of the sea. And you see a hodgepodge of conflicting imagery. Flashes of fire, burning buildings, broken ships. Flashes of an untouched Freeport, of the marina, the courthouse, of a crowd, of Lasharog being Rand's Hall being marched through the crowd to the courthouse doors, and suddenly an explosion of water in their midst. And you see flashes of an enormous shape breaking out of the bay, laying waste the ships and docks. And you see yourself standing before it. Friends beside you. Some images alive, and in others casualties, like so many others. And the vision becomes too much, and you fall back.
Okay, lovely.
All right, I have to insist you sit down for at least 5 minutes.
Nope, one more. Liam got the message. And then I'm done.
Okay. So...
And there it goes again.
When hasn't Lauren ever been good at listening?
When alcohol is involved.
Did you bribe her with alcohol?
You asked when.
Are you a cat?
Yes.
This
I need
vision, truth be told, seems to converge with your first vision. There are flashes of lone knights in camp, lone knights at the Presidium, deep in thought, asleep, in conference in your dreams.
Lovely.
You see yourself swimming, boarding a ship. You see the warlock. You feel that power.
And then I become the Herald of Death. Got it. Cool. Great.
And the vision fades.
Cheers.
And at this point, I think you do, honest and truly, puke your guts out.
Dope. Alright, that officially sucked. I'm crawling out of the mirror.
What the fuck was that? You just you touched it and then your eyes rolled back in your head.
And then you fell over and did it again.
And then you fell over and puked.
I became the Herald of Death twice. And then the other one, I was a good person. It was great. I might go lay down now. She finds a place and just curls up.
There's a big old chimera nest against one side of the cave.
I'm gonna get the cleanest part.
Sure.
And just
good luck.
Tuck in.
Worth asking, Barnaby, you knew the name. I guess that's not a question.
No, I didn't. Myself flipped myself off, which was very rude, but I recognized the finger, and that was Avalon. Makes sense. She's got a bit of a temper.
That's so confusing.
What?
That's the mirror wanted the name of the Empress. Why would you know that?
I mean, I know Avalon thinks she's an empress, but that's just more of her disposition.
I mean, it is possible for more than one person to share the same name.
I mean, that's not impossible either. I think I just got lucky, if I'm being honest.
Inside
Oh,
check.
if you... Barnaby's royalty.
I don't know. There's something
Right
weird
away
going
from
on,
home.
man. A little skeeved up.
Something weird with the man who talks to his fingers going on. Yep, definitely.
Well, what'd you roll,
Touche.
finger man?
I got nothing to hide. I ain't lying.
Gonna be my favorite quote from this. What did you roll, finger man?
Oh, I guess I'll also tell the party if you want to see your potential. Go step in the mirror.
That sounds a bit heebie-jeebie to me.
Well, I was the herald of death to the Leviathan in like 2 of them, so that was fun.
Okay, I have to admit I'm curious.
Do it, do it. Oh, I'm gonna be sick if I keep chanting. Do it.
I mean, I'll try. I'm not very good at intelligence saves. I'll touch the mirror.
All right, give me an intelligence saving throw.
It's a good roll, though. 18?
That's a success. You feel the same overwhelming sense of infinities upon infinities weighing in on your mind. Your vision goes white, and you are surrounded by an endless multitude of Noels. Emanation upon emanation, each varying slightly from the last. In every direction you look, you see a different path you could have taken or might yet take. Where do you look first?
I want to see how things would have changed for Noelle if she had stood up to Amelia before things got out of hand. Maybe when she was around the age of 14. If things would have been better, if she would have prevented a lot of heartbreak and catastrophe, or if it would have made everything worse.
Okay. So you focus in on this time in your life, and you find yourself in one of your many long-remembered arguments with Amelia. And this time, you put your foot down. You stand your grounds, and you follow through on your threats to unveil her misdoings, to reveal everything the two of you have done. You see flashes of versions of yourselves that, instead of putting a foot down, maybe secretly tipped off nobles, reporters, began seeding the beginnings of Amelia's downfall. There are a wide variety of outcomes visible here, and each one comes to you in an instance, flashes of prison cells, of parties, and the companies of happy, smiling people. You see any number of different Noels. Some better off, some not. All of them without Amelia in her life. But all of them you note as you look on. seem to be alone. Even in the brightest of these potential futures,
Yeah.
these versions of yourself seem isolated, withdrawn.
Relapsing MS isn't the only thing I have going on. That's what may take you.
And you find the mirror releasing you more gently than you saw it do to Lauren.
Why?
You sort of find yourself
That's hurtful.
falling back a little bit. Almost as if it sets you down.
Why did I get thrown out? What bullshit
What a
is
gentle
this?
experience.
Is it because I had bad cookie thoughts?
I have a feeling my next one isn't going to end so pleasantly.
Not the bad cookie pots.
I will try one more time.
Okay.
Oh boy, this is not a healthy thing for Noel to look up, but I need to know. When we encountered Willem in the forest, when he ambushed us, if Noel had offered him the dagger instead of fighting back, how would that have ended?
Ooh.
Because she's thought a lot about that.
It's a good one. Thinking back on your earliest adventure with the party, you find yourself back in that dark campsite. You find Willem standing there plain as day, and you see the dagger in your hand, outstretched. And he takes it. There are flashes, moments of horrific violence, blood spatter, dismemberment, the burn of arcane bolts searing your flesh. But they are intermittent. For the most part, the vision seems steady as Willem takes the dagger, pulls you close, and whispers in your ear, "If I ever see you again, I won't be so merciful." And throwing you down. For disappearing into the dark. And as you stand, the only one awake amidst your sleeping friends by a small fire in a remote mountain forest, you begin to receive flashes of the distant future, of violence in the streets of Freeport, of gang wars, riots. You see an explosion of water bursting out of the harbor, buildings burning. You see the red light on the horizon in the dark of night. And you see Willem, eyes glossed over, dagger in hand, throwing down his hat, taking off his coat and boots, and wading out into the ocean and beginning to swim, compelled by another force, unlike anything you've ever experienced, drawing him towards the deep. And the vision ends.
All this time I thought that was what I should have done. But now I don't know. That's all I need. I step away.
Okay.
Well, as strange as it sounds, I'm not sure. Wait, what are you doing?
Babe, before you go, Burberry, I can give you some inspiration to help. It's a little bit rocky at first. If you
So
intend to
it
go.
is- Well, so I'll note that Barry doesn't seem willing to, but unfortunately Burr has legs today.
Alright, I'll
Alright.
toss you a bardic inspiration just before you touch them, Barry. Good
All
luck!
right.
Just
Intelligence
full,
saving
like,
throw, please.
Sorry? Oh,
Intelligence saving throw.
Alright. Let's see what dice don't like me or like me today. Because I'm not proficient. Oh, okay. 19. 19. Plus
That's a success.
whatever the thing.
Nice.
Uh,
Berber, you two feel the infinitude of the mirror envelop you, and you can see versions of yourself emanating outward in every direction.
Somehow this must be even worse because like everybody on Noelle and Orange are all like the same size, but Burberry has 2 different sizes.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of different variations there.
So there's like 3 different figures in all of this chaos that you're seeing. There is, the 2 versions of yourself, and then there's the one taller, whole version of yourself.
I would like to know if there are any versions that exist. Or, well, actually, you know what? I would like to know what would happen if Burberry hadn't got his guff up to say hello to Noelle.
As a kid?
No, at the
Or
like where the party
recently.
right before the party met.
Gotcha.
And Gosha fine.
What would happen if he didn't know any of you fucking?
I think you see sort of a chaotic vision, not too dissimilar from Noelle's vision of her past. Obviously, Noelle is not present in any of them. You find yourself crossing paths with John, Barnaby, maybe a Lauren, in a handful of them. But for the most part, you seem to be sort of wandering south into the cold mountains of Vonfor, or back west into the wooded interior of Lythor. You, in all of these futures, continue to hide, shying away from the Conclave and not seeming to draw any closer, it seems, to finding a way out of your predicament.
Do I need to jump in again, or do I get 1 per? Because I do only
it
have
is-
one more.
It is 3 per person.
Oh, no. I meant per. Because, like, I do have another question, but I'm like, do I get one for burn, one for barrier, or is it a unified?
It's
Because
unified.
they're not.
That's fine. It's unified.
Okay, and then the other one was, is there a version at all that he gets to be whole later?
You do receive flashes of a united Burberry. Tall and singular in form. You see flashes of a wide, usually green, but currently snowy valley. You see flashes of a city on a hill with a high tower of sparkling white and gold. You see flashes of an island, of a bay on that island, of a city on that bay, and of great stone archways rising up out of the middle of those cities. You see the interior of a temple. You feel the communion with the pantheon, the energies of the outer planes permeating the space. And you see emerging from it one single Burberry. And he looks more or less intact.
Thank you for showing me there's hope. Then I will bow and step back.
Am I the only one that's getting this terrible side effect from this thing?
Everyone stopped at 2. You went for 3.
Mhm.
Nobody else wants to puke. Nobody else wants to pretend puke for another vision of the future.
Well, in my case, it's an infinitude, which means there are an infinitude amount of ones that get hit by a meteor in every single second of the rest of time.
I wish I had asked a different question now.
I was going to. I don't know what you asked, Burberry, but I'm curious if you asked what things would be like if you had never made contact with Coron.
Well, I did not. Mostly because I'm fairly certain that if I hadn't, I would probably be exactly where a good deal of other conclave students are.
That's true.
It's, as I said, it's an infinitude. Means that there's a million versions in which I didn't make a huge mistake, and there was also an infinitude of times that I turned into a giant ape. Thanks, Lauren. And you, Noelle.
I think I might have seen a couple of those.
You're welcome.
So the questions that I asked were things that I were uncertain of were even possible.
That's a good use of your questions.
Because
Lord,
if there was an infinitude and I wasn't in any single one of them, then we're just fucked, yeah.
Speak up.
Alorin, did you have a thing?
I actually have a question I really want to ask after hearing y'all's questions.
Oh, please
You
tell
could
me you're not
try.
going to go in for a third time.
I'm gonna go one more time. I'm gonna try.
I'll get the bucket.
Give me another intelligence saving throw.
20.
You are pushing your fucking luck. You've got enough gumption to ask one more question,
Okay.
but you are going to explode after this.
I'm sorry. I really want to know.
Your stomach is just turning circles.
Well, the thing I wanted to know, it's like, what if Lauren had never started the expedition? What would have happened? Her whole village hadn't been destroyed and all that shit. I feel like it's a good question.
If you hadn't gone on the expedition, there are versions you see where you remain in Freeport, and as far as you can tell, are none the wiser to anything going on further out at sea. There are versions where you return home, visit friends and family, and return back to the Emerald Coast. Nothing happens. There are versions where you receive word that a tragedy has befallen your home, and everyone you grew up with, everyone you ever knew, was buried alive in this horrible attack.
Ooh, can I add a question to that? Because it would pop up. How many of the versions blame themselves for not being there?
All of them.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I will say, you're getting like lots of flashes of these different realities, potentialities. As you are sort of kicked back out of the mirror, reeling, like willing yourself not to peek again, you do sort of make the mental note that more often than not, it seems the village does seem to have been destroyed by this thing, whether you were there or not. It was just a question of when.
Lovely.
And then it all comes out.
There it is.
I had the bucket under her.
I'll hold back her hair.
Sorry, I had to know. Thank you, Mirror. I was lost when I promised.
We're not gonna let you do another one.
It better be. You filled up the bucket.
Mirror continues to arc with energy as it has for the past 10 minutes.
Barnaby, John, do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
That is very Barnaby.
You don't wonder what would have happened if you hadn't wandered into the Feywild?
Nope.
Or if the Chimera hadn't killed your father?
Nope.
How your fighting style would have changed if you had all 10 fingers.
No. Mm-mm.
How your gumbo
Maybe
recipe
a
might have
little bit.
changed?
Oh, what if there's a best version of the gumbo recipe?
Yes. Maybe there are alternate gumbos.
You're trying to tempt me.
I mean, it's pretty cool. This doesn't seem like an opportunity that's going to come up ever again.
Would you find
All I know is
a gumbo recipe?
are you talking about? My food's great. No need to change it.
No. It's delicious, but it could be different delicious.
Well,
What would happen
with
if you
that
did?
said,
Ooh, what would happen if you made an eel gumbo?
hey, what gumbo?
Eel, you know, the big slimy things that live under the water.
Oh,
Ooh, I want John to go ask what would have happened if Bloodbeard had actually raised him. I want to know
Oh,
that
that would
question.
be interesting.
Come on, John, ask that question, please.
I'm just gonna say no point in learning things that I can't change. So that's where I'm standing.
You know, Barry actually gives you an approving pat. While Burr's just like, ah.
Some of the rare times I kind of side with Burr. There's something interesting about the self-reflection of it.
Oh no, the world's gone upside down. Noelle agrees with Burr.
John, please. Por favor.
Are you there, buddy?
Hi, my name's John. I'm gonna ask the mirror question. What if
Alora's just
Bloodbeard
on Noelle's shoulders.
had raised me?
You touch the mirror, you instantly just.
Oh, God.
Our bucket's full.
I don't think there's anything left for her to puke
Why
at
did
this.
you empty it?
You got a good place to empty it here?
We're in a cave.
Yeah, you wanna make the cave smell like puke? I didn't think so.
I mean, it does already smell like puke. It's not like there's a lid
Probably
on
because of that bucket full of puke.
Well, no sense making it worse.
It's gonna be worse either way. More puke is being added.
Well, John has blue screened, so I don't know if we'll get an answer.
Aw.
Well, what is that face? Is that ooh face?
Please.
Please take over another person's character for 5 minutes.
I just want to ask this one question.
In the event that John consents later, we can cover that for sure.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Retroactively.
We'll reserve a question for that if he comes back.
Okay. Well, if you're sure, Barnaby, then I guess we have no reason to stick around here.
Maybe leave a sign that says danger of puking.
I don't know how
Or
long
what,
this is
first
going
step?
to stay on.
Oh, the puke is forever.
Oh, we could just dump the puke. We're in a forest.
Well, no, because there's the puke that Alora just did.
Oh, well, yeah, that's gonna... I'm sure some creatures will come along and take care of that.
Ugh. Nature's gross.
You're a druid!
Is Rancid looking at it?
Oh, his face is already in it.
Oh.
You can just see the tail wagging.
Yeah, case in point.
Oh, no, Rancid's gonna
I might as well make the pig happy. I'm gonna throw it near him. And I'm gonna write on the bucket, warning, puking hazard, and set it next in front of the mirror.
Okay.
There. Got all our business accomplished.
Fair enough.
I do think it seems a little unfair that, well, I guess if Barnaby doesn't really want it, but you were the one to get the actual name. Though the part that Noelle did play was very substantial.
That name that I don't know how you have.
I mean, there's not much to explain.
Who
Her
was...
name's Avalon.
Right, who was Avalon to you growing up?
Nobody. Didn't know her back then.
When did you know her?
Yeah, right around the time my pa died.
Barnaby, you're the most confusing individual I've
How
ever.
did you meet
Okay, So I know that Barnaby probably has no reason to lie, but I'm still rolling insight because it's really weird that he named his if he named his fingers before he met this chick. Like after I get it, because he's like, "Oh
Well, I
yeah,
think he-
no, these are all my fingers. I'm related." But
Look,
22.
do we need to go over the finger names again? You want me to introduce the family again?
We'd like to know when you named them, though. It was after the Feywild or during?
I didn't name them. That's what their name was.
Okay, when did you start calling them their names?
Right around the time my pa died.
So is that before or after you met Avalon?
I met Avalon after my pa died because I met my finger. And he points at his middle finger. Very carefully not to flick anyone off.
Did you meet the finger?
Look, I'd rather not go through that whole thing again, but long story short, I was at a bad point, and then people just started talking to me, encouraging me, saying, "Oh, it's not that bad," everything like that, and then I got to know them. And they told me their name was Avalon, at least one of them. And you got Doc, you got Zeke, you got, everybody.
What was Avalon like?
Muting with the
Fiery.
comments. I seem way too excited by this.
As I said, Avalon is Baba Sue's sister, and was currently married to Jimmy Don, but then Baba Sue had a affair with Jimmy Don.
Right, not her relationship status. What was she like?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. She's just fiery.
Wait, did your fingers have a marriage ceremony?
Yeah, why do you think I have a ring on my finger?
But only one of them.
Yeah, you don't put a ring on every finger and
No,
signify they're married.
But do both the fingers that are married have rings?
No, because I ain't the woman.
Well, the man usually also wears a ring, though.
Yeah, and I'm wearing one.
This feels
Yeah,
productive.
Oh,
no,
Barnaby.
I'm dedicated now. But the other you're not the one married to Avalon. The other finger is, right?
Right, but they can't exactly wear stuff on their own, so I wear it for them.
So is it just one ring for both of them?
She can figure her own thing out since I'm not wearing a lady's finger.
But you have a lady's finger.
I have a lady that is a finger, yes.
Okay, I'm Kat's gonna cut, but Burberry's gonna continue this conversation for like the next 15 minutes.
Sure. As your attention turns from the mirror, the energy arcing off it begins to calm down. But those of you who still have unseen potential can see the infinitude of reflections kind of emanating out from the mirror surface every time you look back at it. That said, there are now several gouges in the wall that have been carved by this sort of like arcing lightning coming off of the perimeter of the mirror. And inside of it, there is an array of crystals and what seems to be pure gold and silver nuggets. On top of that, the three skulls at the top of the mirror seem to have almost embossed out of the stonework. And you can see through the dirt and grit, there seems to be sort of a vivid color to each of them. One green, one red, one blue.
Present future scenario.
when you say there's like gold coming out of these things, is this accessible or is it just like in the wall? Like we'd have to get mining equipment.
So like lightning like arced across the stone and like gouged it probably like 3 inches deep, and following the lightning trail, you saw crystals and precious metals sort of blooming out of the stone.
Oh shit. I mean, I'd try. I imagine John, also speaking for him, would probably see if we can access any of that.
That's fair. Yeah. There's a decent amount of precious goods to be found here. Let us say.
Burpee feels uncomfortable looting what he views to be a temple.
That's fine. So Noel and John together.
Yeah, we'll spend an hour doing that.
Clark?
Yeah.
There
Clark!
you are. What's
Clark,
up?
you missed your questions!
I'm sorry. I'm still not feeling great.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
okay.
man.
Do you want your questions? We're still here.
More questions?
Do you want to see any alternate versions of yourself?
No. John's happy with how he's doing.
You just made Johnny very, very sad, I think.
See, John gets it.
Wait, just ask one question, please. Just ask it.
Well, I don't think John could pass the intelligence check.
That would be a challenge potentially.
I just wanted to know what happened if Bloodbeard raised you.
That's a frightening concept.
I know, I'm so curious.
Yeah. So, you guys sort of cutting this precious metals and stone out of the wall. It's going to take a couple hours, but by the end of it, you're going to come away with a pretty hefty haul, about 24,000 gold pieces worth of precious stones.
Nice.
So 4,800 each.
Damn.
My only question is, why did this camera have all this stuff?
I think he was guarding
I mean-
it.
What do you do with it?
It was like an attack dog.
Oh wait, if he's the attack dog, then who's the owner?
Probably Avalon.
Avalon, you been hiding stuff from me? Now she's giving me a silent treatment. I don't know.
I get to add a new thing to the thing. Burberry is hastily writing stuff in his journal.
Can we deposit this, or is this going to get the bank to flag our accounts again?
I think you were told to include a message
Note.
for large deposits.
Okay. I will take that advice this time.
Yeah, so inserting a deposit check with your precious stones into your bags of savings. There is a momentary shut off where you see the stones start kind of piling up over the mouth, and then about 5 minutes later, you see them sort of sucked into it, and you can continue finishing the deposit.
Okay.
Oh, good. I don't have to go back and try and re-explain the banking system again. So stressful last time.
Okay. Well, regrouping. How long is it of a walk from here? Because we actually haven't walked terribly far today, right? We kind of camped out at the base of the mountain here. Right, DM?
Yeah, you guys camped out, and then the day before you had walked for most of the day into the woods.
Yeah, that was Jabberwock Day, or was that?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that was Jabberwock Day. And that was from the open valley, south of Hanola.
Okay. Well, could we get to the or beyond the borderlands before would we take exhaustion if we walked that far, or?
Today,
Because like I
I
said, I
don't know that
think
you could.
we walked that far yet, have we? Today?
Today, you've walked about a half a day. So you could walk back. You could basically get back to your campsite at a normal pace if you wanted to do that. And then it would be another day out to get to where you enter the forest.
Okay. I mean, that's our best bet, probably. Let's get back down off this mountain and head back tomorrow.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a plan then. As you guys depart the cave, the mirror grows dark, and the light of infinity shining out of it fades from view. You guys pass by the corpse of the giant chimera you did slay, and hike for a few hours down the mountain until you return to the secluded crevasse where you guys camped out the night before. Is there anything you guys want to do before taking a long rest?
Oh boy. I'm gonna give as we're all settling down for bed, I'm gonna before the dome goes up, I'm gonna cast Ascending.
Okay.
This is a long shot, but concentrating on that voice I heard in my head, I'm going to try to get a hold of the Empress / Avalon.
Okay.
In a weird way, we've met. I'm gonna say
Good sister, how do you know Barney?
did you did you ever meet Barnaby? I think my friends and I found something of yours. What are you up to out here?
I'm going to need you to make an intelligence saving throw for me, Noel.
Okay. Now this is where I'm gonna roll garbage. Oh shit, I didn't.
Okay.
19?
Okay. That's a success. So you will take 5 psychic damage
Ow.
as a cacophony of voices, one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, response to your sending.
Oh, interesting.
You talk to one of them, you talk to all of them.
Do I hear any bits and pieces of any of these responses?
With success, I'll say that you do pick out some things of interest. There are voices of incredulity, demanding to know who you are, how you learned this name. There are voices of curiosity, asking to know what it is you found, where you found it, how you're doing, how your party's doing. And there are voices that call you by name. Noel. Yes. I have. And I have not.
Huh.
She's very helpful,
That
but also
is-
not at all.
So Barnaby's not crazy. Got it.
Barnaby gets more confusing yet again. Okay, I'll start setting up the dome.
Okay. Anything else before bed? All right. Who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sorry. 20.
Oh, he's turning the lamp off by laying on it. Oh, my God.
Oh, was that what's
It's
happening?
Tenzin.
Got it.
Okay, what was it, a 21?
20.
20?
10 plus 10.
With a 20, you keep an eye out, you watch down either end of the crevasse, and you see little lights of the will-o-wisps floating between the trees in the distance.
Lovely.
You see other lights dancing amongst the leaves overhead. But over the course of your watch, you are left alone. And your watch passes without an incident. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
And ooh, I actually did okay. Hold on. 22.
22. Your watch will also pass without incident.
Hey, wasn't Barnaby going?
Oh, well.
I said
Herbert
it.
does watch.
Oh, okay.
I
I
said it
heard
pretty much at the
Barnaby
same
say,
time.
I'll go, and then Cat rolled, and I was like, wait.
Barnaby just becomes more and more confusing.
Barnaby's next.
He's now barbarian.
Alright. That is 14.
14.
Mhm.
With a 14, your watch will also pass without incident.
Right. Gives me time to finish what I was working on.
I guess look at the last one.
Alright.
Oh, shit. Noel's rolling hot tonight. That's a 27. Not 20.
Hey, let's
27.
go.
A. Okay. With the 27, Noel, you are keeping watch in this sort of perpetual twilight And you're on alert. You got a lot of thoughts rolling around in your brain. A lot of strange things you've seen in the past 24 hours.
Been a weird day.
It's been a very weird day. And it's about to get weirder. You hear the sounds of distant beating wings first.
Uh-oh.
And then you hear the rustling of leaves. And you see in the distance, out one end of the crevasse, probably about 200-300 feet away, a large winged creature break through the canopy and touch down. Not yet, John. And you see it sort of pad forward a bit, bowing as a figure dismounts it.
Oh, shit.
You see the figure take a few paces towards a tree, kneel down, busy themselves with something. Stand up. Return to the creature. You see the wings spread, beat, and again the creature alights into the air. And in a few minutes, the forest is silent again.
How far out did this event happen?
Maybe 200 or 300 feet, give or take.
Was there any indication that they looked over this way? I assume they were not very clearly seen.
With a 27, I'd say it's not clear what they were looking at, although it doesn't necessarily look like they looked at you. They seemed pretty focused on the one errand, whatever it was,
Right.
that they busied themselves with at the base of a tree.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to leave the dome.
Okay.
That puts everybody else at risk, so I will just patiently wait till the morning.
Okay. And morning comes. And you all awake. Refreshed, rejuvenated, and another level higher.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to level 9. Yay.
We did it.
Let's roll hit points.
Alright, well, that's a 5, so 6 extra hit points for Noelle.
So Noelle is now at
60 even.
60.
What does a Lauren roll?
A D8.
If I rolled a 1, can I re-roll?
Yes. Sorry.
A 2.
Oh, a 2.
Ooh.
Oh.
2 plus
Lovely. Oh, okay.
I got max number. I got 8 plus 4, so 12.
I'm at 78.
You roll a D10. Oh, wait, that's an artificer one. Got it.
Artificer, yep.
I also rolled max.
Nice.
Hey.
So that's plus.
So Barnaby's at 107. 71 for Burberry.
107.
Where's Lauren at?
78.
78. John? You there, buddy?
Yeah, I rolled 13, so I'm at 123 now.
123. Oofy doofy. Okay. Good shit. Welcome to level 9, guys.
Yay!
I'm gonna go inspect that tree first thing in the morning.
Alrighty. So as soon as everybody's awake, I was like, "Well, hey, good. Give me a second," and she'll go inspect the tree.
Being a druid, I'll go with her.
Okay.
Because you know trees.
I know trees.
Yeah, why not? And yeah, or with your acute druid senses, you can tell before you guys even get there that there is something buried at the foot of that tree. And Noelle, you figure it out just after she does.
I
So,
will.
there's a small mound of dirt.
I'll use Mage Hand to dig it a little bit. See if I uncover
Yeah.
anything.
The earth is pretty loose, clearly, since it was just dug up. And it is not terribly deep hole. And what you find is a small black cask, a little chest of black lacquered wood with a blue glowing sigil of the archway and the three skulls shining on its lid.
Oh shit. This looks serious.
Did she give you presents?
I don't know. Burberry.
Burberry's writing in the twin tome.
Oh.
Coming!
It's not so rush, but this is interesting.
Okay, I look at the thing.
Yeah. So I think I contacted the Empress Avalon. Was sending.
Wait, you could send Avalon?
Maybe when I did it, I heard back like a million voices, and it kind of gave me a headache.
Oh yeah,
But
that
then,
does sound headache.
When I was on watch this morning, I saw
that
someone
means
land
Oh.
and bury this at this tree directly in my view.
Oh, seems like you got a gift.
But
possibly.
I don't want to
But-
open something
Ooh,
with a
that
glowing
means that
sigil
she's-
on it.
Sorry. That just means she's not a god. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm
Can't-
curious.
Can't send to the gods.
Also, notably, she said that she had talked with Burberry, or sorry, oh my god, I never do this. She talked with Barnaby at some point. At least some of them said that.
I imagine she talked to all of us at some point. That's the glory of infinitude.
I guess.
Just gonna sweep everything under the infinitude rug. Leading into it.
So there's a multiverse. There's hand waving.
Yeah. Multiverse of madness.
Alright, well, if you can look at
well,
this.
I suppose I could make sure it's not cursed or something. I don't think she'd curse you though, especially not in a way that was so obvious.
I think it's worth remembering this is the person who gave the hags that crystal to trap the gatekeeper.
Fair. I mean, again, in infinitudes, one of them's bound to be a jerk.
Yeah?
Sorry.
You know, now I think about it, I should have looked at the alternate reality where I was a big jerk.
Oh, I don't think that. Well, I guess that one.
Surely
can't
there's
be
one
that.
out there.
But it's not. But it's not this one, and that's the important part.
Yeah.
I'm sure for every jerk in your infinitude, there's at least 20 nice people,
Well, that's
and
very,
that number's relatively high.
very nice of you to say.
Okay, so I will detecting of the magics.
Okay. So casting detect magic. Yeah, the box lights up. There's definitely magic on it.
But what kind?
Identify.
Okay.
It's a box. There's something magic in it.
Alright, DM.
Waste all my spell slots on this.
Identifies a ritual, right? It's fine.
True.
So the identify spell reveals to you that the glyph on the surface of this box appears to be an arcane mark. It is a magically conjured signature.
Oh.
Okay, so this says that it's this is a from.
Oh. Is it in a language that we can discern?
Unfortunately, I don't speak Skullish.
It's the same mark that you saw on the
Oh, it's the
skull face.
symbol.
It's the archway with the trio of skulls on it.
Oh, okay.
Hence the joke.
So it's just a signature.
Yes, I do believe this was intended for you. One way or other. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I can really help you with. There is no spell of see-through walls.
Right. Well, I guess if I.
It is a very nice box, though.
It is. I'll hold on to it. Yeah. If I die or something, you know what to do.
Open the box?
Oh no, that's what I'm doing. I'll open it, DM.
Okay. You open the box, and everyone needs to roll a dex save. I'm kidding.
Oh, I grabbed my dice.
You open the box, and inside there is a folded piece of parchment.
Take it out.
And underneath it, there is an amulet on a chain.
Oh. I'll read the note first, I guess. If this is a note.
Yeah, you unfold it, and it says, very plainly in common, to Barnaby, my apologies.
Oh, this is not for
To
me.
all,
Oh. Wait, there's more.
to all, good luck.
Barnaby, this is for you.
While Noelle's reading, I'll be casting Identify on the thing.
Okay.
Wait, my apologies. Was that when they flipped me off? I mean, that's all right. Oh.
The amulet in your hands is a thick metal ring that's wrapped in copper wire and is sort of slowly rotating in an outer ring, a housing. And if you look into the center, where it's sort of circling, orbiting, spinning around, you can occasionally see arcs of radiant light tracing the outline of a trio of skulls in the air.
Damn,
And what you are
cool.
holding is a toroid amulet.
The what amulet?
It is called a toroid amulet.
Can you post that in chat?
I am about to, yes.
Okay.
Ooh, very rare.
Oh my, that last part.
That's a cool item, though.
Okay.
That is.
That is very cool.
And that is a very adequate apology for whatever she did.
He made Avalon cuss, I'll put it that way.
Right. Well, that might be all the excitement for breakfast. I guess we should start moving.
Can I ask a character question?
Yeah, what's up?
Has Barnaby been using the slow cooking pot?
Whenever I cook,
We may or may not have gotten drunk at some point.
what?
What did you do?
What did you do to my pop?
I told them it was a bad idea.
Hey, you were part of it. Don't you dare.
Well, I was definitely a part of it. You should not sound proud about that.
Did you spike the gumbo?
We spiked the pot,
Gotcha.
but it would have only happened the first time you used it.
Thought the gumbo tasted off that day.
I thought it was really good.
Thankfully,
I didn't eat it. I didn't want to get a stomachache.
Well, to be fair, I am pretty sure most of the alcohol got cooked out on that one.
Yeah.
I
That's
want
what
to be
happened.
safe.
My apologies for my small part in this.
Oh, come on. We knew the alcohol was going to cook out, so he wasn't ever going to have to get drunk from it.
Cooks out!
Yeah. That's why I felt okay doing it.
Burr's on top today, so Burr like the whole top slumps. Like
Ooh.
There will be more opportunities in the future, I'm sure.
yeah, but that was the easiest. I am glad that you enjoy the pot, though. And it was only the one time. It's not a reoccurring thing.
I appreciate
Unless you
that.
want it to be.
No,
I'm going to shake her little bottle at you.
you can spike your own ball.
Okay.
I figured.
Well, shall we continue?
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing I got to thinking about during during my watch. There's one last thing I do need to do, and it involves visiting the family.
Oh.
Oh.
I was going to ask you about that today, but okay.
I may have defeated that beast, but gotta go visit the grave, you know?
Oh. Of course. You know where it is?
Yeah, buried right round back the cabin.
Okay. Well, let's get out of the Feywild first, and then we'll start redirecting.
Okay. It's a few hours to get out of the Feywild. Rancid being able to sort of lead you back the way you came. You get the sense he is actually kind of cutting across the forest. So you guys did kind of take a wide detour towards the Jabberwock when you dealt with it. Seems like he's sort of following the path that he would have taken if you had gone straight for the Chimera. And within 3 or 4 hours, you guys are kind of bursting out of the tree line back into a wide open grassy valley. Handful of snow drifts here and there, some ice floating in the riverbed, the sky overhead kind of a dim gray. And you find yourselves very much back on the material plane, well clear of the Feywild. From here, however, it is a decent journey back towards oh god, what was it called? The marsh, Kinwater Marsh. and the surrounding homesteads. But with the benefit of a couple of giant eagles, since the party has access to those,
Yeah, I think we're willing to do that.
yeah, I think you guys are going to be able to make pretty good time today, and it's not going to be a huge issue. So, I would say it's probably going to be nightfall, dark out, by the time you guys have sort of touched down back in the familiar marshes of the Hill Wood and have followed the marsh country roads to the outskirts of the Otis homestead.
Sorry to
Barnaby,
interrupt. Could
yeah.
you adjust your mic, Corey? Because we're getting a lot of static, Or if there's like
Keep it.
if there's like a phone sitting next to the mic or something, that could do that too.
Is that better?
I don't know. Say something.
Hello? Is this better?
Still getting it. I mean, it's not unbearable. It's just
Here, let me unplug it. Hello?
oh
God.
It got worse.
That's even worse.
It's worse?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
What
no.
about now? Is that better?
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's fine now.
That's okay, cool.
Oh,
Oh, wait, it's back.
No, don't say that.
It's not
Fucking-
as bad.
How's that?
I feel like we're back to where we
Try
started.
speaking a little more.
Okay, how is this? Is this better? Did I fix it?
It sounds like someone's constantly tearing a sheet of paper every time you talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Just really slowly.
I mean, it's tolerable. It's just gonna be there.
Well, sorry.
Do anything about it now.
Yeah, maybe I'll just go get a new mic later, tomorrow or something. Anyways, Barnaby, if you would like to describe the Otis homestead as you guys are approaching the outskirts.
So, think of your traditional swamp cabin where it's got a house on what looks like a pier, but the swamp has long since dried up and it stands up about 10 feet off the ground. And it's just got this long rickety ramp leading up to it. And at the bottom and underneath looks like a training course of climbing nets, logs to jump over, target dummies, and you see a lot of people milling about underneath these practicing what looks like to be combat routine.
Do they practice even after dark?
Yep.
Damn,
Always and forever.
that's commitment.
Is it after?
Gotta know how to fight in the dark, don't you?
I guess so. I would like to ask Barnaby how far into this he wants to go.
What would be ideal is if I could just not talk to any of them, just do my business, say my piece, and be on my way. But I don't think that's going to happen.
I could distract them all for you.
Without sleeping with any of them?
I will not sleep with any of them.
I can tell you this. Old
In that
family,
case, I'll happily help with the distractions.
old family ain't kind to strangers around here. At least not hobgoblin folk. Hobgoblin folk they'll give a word to, but so distraction. Unless you can turn yourself into a hobgoblin, I hesitate on that.
And I polymorph myself into a hobgoblin.
I mean, Technically, yes.
But I'm gonna polymorph myself into a hot hobgoblin.
Okay.
Trying Bugs Bunny, man.
I would pitch this to Barnaby. I don't know how.
Okay, fine, I won't do that.
So, well, you could do that, but I was more gonna say, like, in addition, like, I could teleport us back behind the house. I don't know if anyone would see, but you wouldn't have to walk up. You could just go and be there for a moment.
Worth a shot, though. They do got security around here.
Well, it solves one part of it.
Miles got to protect her assets after all.
Alright, well, we got team distraction and team mourning.
Oh, am I doing this?
I guess it's up to Barnaby.
You can tell me no, I won't do it. I'm a lost hobgoblin in the woods. Can y'all help me find civilization?
Oh, heaven's sake! If you're going with that, they are all going to get you to put clothes on. I can tell you that. They may not like outsiders, but they still have these.
What? I'll borrow a jacket.
So what's happening? What's going on?
Barnaby's mulling it over if he wants to do it in the morning or in the evening or the morning. You know what, let's try for the morning, because the morning is for morning, after all.
Notably, we're probably going to have to backtrack a ways if we don't want to get caught camping out here.
That's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Okay.
Alright.
I guess we'll backtrack an hour just to make sure we're out of any range of people eyeballing us.
Sure. Are you just gonna camp out in the woods?
Yep.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of brevity, outside of another frog hemoth encounter, probably about 2 a.m. Night will probably pass without incident. And he doesn't linger long. He more just kind of like wanders up to the rock, rubs himself on it, gives it a couple licks, and meanders off.
Yeah, they're kind of cute when they're not trying to eat you.
So, in the morning,
We will enact our sneaky, sneaky plan.
all right. So, Aloran,
All right.
how are you playing a distraction here?
Yes, I will be playing a distraction.
What are you going to do?
I will turn myself into a very short, pretty hobgoblin.
Okay.
I will take my shawl, cover myself with it, and try to use another skirt to fashion a full skirt. So I'm
Okay.
covered. And then I'll just be like, oh dear me. Get covered in a little bit of mud, like I got attacked by a frog heathen.
Okay. And you're just going to wander up the road towards the house?
I'll just be like, help! Help!
Watch out for Mater, by the way.
Who?
Mater, Maul.
Oh. Excuse me, can I have some help? I got lost in the woods and a frog heathen attacked me.
What you doing on our property? Ain't like I said. There's like 3 dudes who pop out of like barrels and like from behind a fence in a shed, all with guns, like looking leveled at you.
Lauren's just like, what the actual fuck?
Come on,
Oh, what
step forward! Show me hands. Spin for me.
Okay.
Alright,
You armed?
No.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd hide nothing. All right, she's good. She's good. She's good. Calm down, boy.
Lauren will begin to start crying.
You see like two more guys come out of like bushes off to the side that you hadn't seen earlier, and you're just kind of surrounded by like 5 of these hobgoblins, like all carrying heavy ass crossbows.
Hands and face.
You know, this is the Otis homestead, man. What brings you down
I
this way?
got lost.
Got
And
lost.
I got attacked.
How did you get lost? How did you get lost in this swamp? You know the way around here, don't you?
No, I'm from a different swamp.
Different swamp.
Oh no.
I moved from a different swamp.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
I think we're about to have a captive here.
Can I wait? Can I give her? I want to. Can I give her the charisma of Road Eagle or whatever the thing is? I want to enhance her charisma ability before she goes into this extremely funny Southern Belle impression.
Just because I feel like being spiteful, I'm going to say no.
Am I just rolling a flat?
It's performance. Should have thought of that before she walked away.
I mean, not wrong.
We did have a whole night to think about it.
He's my inspiration.
You can.
Unnatural 20.
Well, they are definitely preoccupied with this strange new visitor on the homestead.
Alright, things have stabilized Barnaby.
Yeah.
You're so handsome.
Oh, thank you, man. So,
Just kidding.
Barnaby and Noel, what are you guys doing?
Well, if we can get within 500 feet of the cottage, I can warp us behind it, as per Barnaby's request.
Sure. Yeah. I'll take one and give me a stealth check with advantage, thanks to Allure's distraction.
Okay. I'll give you Bardic Inspiration, Barnaby.
Right. Glad I have advantage. I'm gonna use inspiration.
Yeah, I rolled garbage too. 13.
Oh, no. All
What was
right,
that?
I'm just gonna
13.
take a picture of this.
13?
Yep.
Okay.
Boy. We really fucked
So
this
if
up.
it wasn't
on
for my
step
bardic
one.
inspiration, I have a 17 without bardic inspiration, or 17 with bardic inspiration. I would have had a 12 without, and that was with 3 rolls.
So 17.
Yep.
Okay.
17 to 13. That's not our most stealthy.
You guys kind of carefully creeping through the trees as close to the homestead as you can. And at one point, Noel, you feel like you see one of them about to turn and like see you guys. So you just grab Barnaby and just snap your fingers, dimension door across the rest of the distance. At Lauren, where you're standing, you see one of them just kind of like turn over the bushes, scratch his head. Anyway, so where did you say you were from? As he turns back to you.
Oh, different swamp.
Different swamp.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nice swamp. I'd love to visit different swamps someday. Think you might give me a tour?
I'm sorry. I'm just scared.
Ain't nothing to be scared of.
I got attacked by the frog baby.
Oh, ain't we all? So turn on the waterworks for him as Barnaby and Noel materialize on the other side of the cabin. You're in sort of a thick, brushy junkyard. Lots of refuse, discarded, broken construction, all kinds of shit back here. And as far as you can see, no one necessarily around you.
Wherever you need to go, Barnaby.
Man, lots changed in 5 years. Just kind of
Yeah.
scratching his helmet.
Junkyard's a lot bigger than it was 5 years ago.
I mean, they usually just bury their dead under the refuse, so this is going to be a bit hard.
You remember vaguely where they would have been buried?
I'm going to do a history check for myself since it's been a bit and it looks different.
Sure.
I will give you bardic inspiration again.
All right, so that's a nat 1 plus 3 plus 5 for history, so 9.
9?
9. But it was a nat 1. And I've already used my inspiration.
Well, you remember that you did collect enough rocks to properly bury them.
Yep.
But beyond that, you don't know where.
So somewhere, if you see a pile of rocks, that might be it, but there's a lot of pile of rocks.
I guess we'll start looking around.
We break rocks to build ourselves up.
Right.
Okay, let's perception check then.
19 total?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. 18
5.
total. Boy, Barnaby, you really...
Damn, boy.
I'm glad we're not in a fight.
Yeah.
Me neither.
With a 19, you guys find a handful of proper burial sites, more not so proper. There are half decayed hobgoblins just sort of left underneath piles of refuse, garbage, and moldering wood. And eventually you happen upon one that was covered by a broken rowboat. And at the side of this, Barnaby, you remember this little spot on what used to be the edge of the junkyard by the creek was where Pa had been buried.
There he is. All right. Barnaby's going to take out a tooth and claw that he got from the Chimera out of the backpack. Kind of set some of the rocks aside, place them in there. Put the rocks back up to cover it.
Sure.
He's going to kind of sit down, cross his legs. Well, Paul, I bet you haven't had any visitors in a while. But kind of a long story, but want to let you know I did it. I got them. I got them good. Someday when we see each other again, we'll be able to tell all these stories. I kind of miss them so far. But I might not be coming back here for a while. I might not be coming back here at all. But I had to do what was right, and I miss you, Paul, and all. See you around. Gonna stand up and say, all right, let's get out of here.
Okay. Noel's gonna just write a small note and just place it next to the stuff Barnaby set down.
Okay.
I'll try and navigate our way back out.
All right. Are we dimension dooring out?
Let me check my spell slots. Oh wait, we got a long rest, didn't we?
Yep.
Then yes, sure, why not?
Okay. So get back to the spot and reappear in the bushes not too far off. Very surreptitiously give a signal to Alorn to let her know, hey, we're done. Wrap it up.
Little Burberry messenger.
Just point me in the right direction so I can get out of your homestead.
All right, man. Well, listen, if you get, again, for the last time, if you take this road 2 miles, take a right, walk another quarter mile, take a left, you're going to walk around the big tree in the bayou, you're going to take a right at that fork there, and you're going to follow that path along the creek all the way back down to Kimwater Marsh. You got that? Left, right, left, right, left, right. Real simple.
I heard
It's
eyes
like you're
glazed over.
channeling Barnaby, and it's amazing.
I think I can potentially get there. I thank you for your time and your hospitality.
You better come back now. I want that tour of different swamp, right? Mm-hmm.
Of course.
That's right.
What's your name, by the way?
Jib.
Jib?
Yeah.
I'm Jibra.
That's like my name.
I know. How cool is that?
Coincidence.
What a coincidence.
Well, Jib, I look forward to your return.
Goodbye, dear Jib.
As he turns back, the others like slapping on the back, like, yeah, that more, Jim. Yeah, you got that girl. Or it's just like, oh my fucking god, these
Definitely got him. Yep, that's for sure.
Lauren's improvisational skills are unmatched. What's your name? Jib Bruh.
I don't know what girl hobgoblin names are.
That's fair.
Oh god.
Alright, that's it.
So, party reconvenes on the outskirts of the Otis homestead.
Yes.
It is the 20th of Cairn, and the Waylight is active.
I'm gonna stay as a hobgoblin for as long as possible and then just talk to Barnaby. Incessantly.
Okay.
Did you know my name's Jibra? Your brother Jib and I, we got on real kindly there, Barnaby.
Wait, they had another Jib?
Yeah,
That would have been Jib the 8th, if I remember right.
Jib the 8th. Oh, how sweet. He was real kindly.
It's short for Jibbathy.
Jibbathy.
Oh god.
Not to throw a wrench in things, but did we agree to help Shandorsha? I don't remember where that left off. Maybe I'll just cast sending to him. I don't know if anyone remembers.
I don't know if he really wants our help. But we can...
Yeah, you know what, we'll just put out some feelers. I'll cast sending to Shandorsha.
Okay.
I'll say, hey, it's the Lost Emeralds again. Did you ever talk with, what was his name? Oh, we never looked it up. Shit. Do something. About what you guys wanted to do. We're looking to move forward soon, so a definitive answer would be great.
The reply comes haltingly. You get the sense that he's kind of like... It sounds like there's other voices in the background, and he's like pausing to try and take in what they're saying and like incorporate it into the message. He's like, yes, we... Hold on. We've talked it over.
By committee.
Yeah, we've talked it over, and we would like to go with you if we can. We'll just step off the path and figure it out from there.
Okay. going to look at the dates. It's a good thing we had them written down. So now it's the 20th of Cairn, correct?
Correct.
Rounds all
Correct.
arraignment is the 26th. The Waylight's recharged.
So I guess we just need to walk over there and pick them up and go.
Yeah, how far from there are we?
So you are north of the lakes. Maybe a couple hours on foot from Kinwater Marsh, the town.
Mhm.
So by Eagle, you guys could get there in a couple hours. Wouldn't be difficult.
Okay.
Oh, I guess did I not tell you? I need to tell. I think I forgot during the vision thingies. I saw outcomes where Freeport was in ruin during Ranzol's trial and explosions in creature. So I definitely think we should be there. Also, some of us died, and sometimes we didn't. But just to let you guys know.
Well, that's gonna happen no matter what. Okay, well, I'm gonna also throw another curveball in here. So I learned a new spell last night, or 2 nights ago, I guess. That could teleport us back home immediately.
Oh,
I will say out of game to the DM, when you take Teleportation Circle, you get to learn 2 for free anywhere at the DM's
Oh.
discretion.
Okay.
I would pitch either Conclave or Green Wardens in Freeport, and some kind of temple in Aelia would make sense for Noel.
Fair. I will say given how actively you guys have interfaced with the Green Wardens over the Conclave in Freeport, I'll say you've got a teleportation circle with the Wardens then.
Okay,
And yeah, the temple anyway is fine.
cool. So, as much as I hate to pitch this specifically, if we want to make sure people get there, would it perhaps be worth sending some people with the Waylight and some people not?
I would like to be there. So
Exactly. Well, I want to get you there, Lauren, just to make sure.
Can be one of the folks that takes time.
And I assume that would mean Barnaby.
I'm confused. Why are we splitting everyone?
Well, because technically, I don't know how the time differential is going to work out, but if the Waylight takes its absolute longest to get the person or the people there, there's a non-zero chance we miss some or all of the arraignment.
Okay, so I'm confused why we're not all just teleporting.
Because we promised the Darklings that we would help get them back to the Feywild. Technically, I could
Gotcha.
message them and say, like, hey, we can help, but not right this second.
Why don't me and Barnaby go ahead and help usher to the Feywild, and John, Noel, and Lauren can go to the arraignment.
If everybody's okay with that.
I am okay with that.
Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that.
Alright. Well, we can send you guys to the Darklings by polymorph. So we'll
Okay.
eagle them that direction.
All right.
I don't know why, but I really want to go this way.
So, hour and a half of flying later, you guys are able to touch down in the forest surrounding Anticotum's would-be lair, and as you sort of get your bearings, you hear a fling as an arrow collides with a tree off to your left. Kind of following a trajectory, you can see that there is sort of a dark overhang of rock in the forest not too far away. And making your way over there, you will find there is a group of about a dozen of these 4 foot, 5 foot tall, dark cloaked figures. And the familiar voice of Shondorsha will sound from inside one of the cloaks as he steps forward. Wasn't sure you'd actually come.
Well, we promised.
We try to keep our word.
It's appreciated. This is our chieftain.
Do
His
something.
name. Duve something. And he says, yes, I am Duve something. Thank you for helping my clan.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
it's
his
a
name.
genius
Okay.
name.
How long he is do something.
I mean, he's very heavily covered in dark cloak from head to toe.
Fine.
Wait, does this group also cover some of the construction folks?
There are no boggles in this group. It is just darklings.
Oh, okay. I thought you were bringing the boggles too.
Presumably this is everyone who wanted to come.
Okay. No, it's just because the different group. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone's here that because the boggles didn't seem quite as smart as the darklings. Just because they're dumb doesn't mean they have to be left behind.
You know, knowing Boggles, there's probably like 4 or 5 in their bags hiding.
You're not wrong.
Okay, well, Barnaby and Burberry will be guiding you guys through the Feywild, and the rest of us will be going elsewhere. So just stick behind these two.
They all look to you two.
Please keep your hands and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
So they pull their arms into their cloaks and line up in single file behind you.
Just walk backwards like a fucking tour guide.
Yep. All right. So who's going first? Teleport or Waylight?
Well, we'll keep it. I mean, ours has less of a time restriction, so we'll stick behind and make sure everything gets, like, they venture off safely.
Sure.
Be sure to sending if something goes wrong, Burberry.
Surely. And don't worry, I'm sure that they'll figure out that if any harm becomes to us, you'll be hunting them down like dogs.
Exactly.
So, Barnaby, Burberry, popping the top on the waylight, you see the tiny fairy light flutter out and begin winding its way through the trees.
You're not gonna zap me, are you?
This is the same waylight that you've always used, Barnaby.
I know. I just got problems with the last glowing light thingy that I
It
made.
just sort of pauses and almost seems to turn to you, and then jingle, 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 just kind of shakes itself, and then continues fluttering through the trees. And following its lead, you guys begin to march into the marshes. And Noel, John, and Aloran, as you look on, there comes a point where the waylight sort of rounds a distant tree and seems to vanish, failing to sort of come out the other side. And you watch as one by one this procession of darklings led by your friends marches behind that same tree and fails to continue out the other side, seeming to sort of vanish from sight.
I guess we've never seen it from this angle.
That is interesting.
Okay.
But for the 14 of you marching, you continue to walk. A nice long day.
I will
So-
cast Ascending to Alexi before we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, Alexi, it's Noel. Been learning teleportation magic. Gonna try to appear at the Green Warden's circle. Maybe see you soon? I hope that's okay.
Alexi's reply. He sounds tired.
Sleepy.
Yeah,
Right,
he sounds.
knife room.
He sounds tired. Well, no. So it's 8 hours. Oh no, yeah, it is the middle of the night. Okay, you're right, because this is like still morning-ish. So he definitely sounds groggy at that, but he says, "Oh, great. Well, by all means, avail yourself. I hope things are well for you all. We'll talk when you get here in the morning, please. Thank you." And that's all you hear.
Okay. Sounds like a thumbs up. I will begin drawing a circle in the ground.
All right.
Lauren's gonna fuck with Noelle.
She's gonna kick the chalk out of her hand. Like, what? What are you doing? Fucking bully.
Wait, what's Druidcraft do? I literally have had this.
Now, Lauren, if I
Thing.
get one of these sigils wrong, we go to the 9 hells.
It like makes plants grow and shit. Druidcraft. Nature. It's nature prestidigitation.
I'm just gonna do every time she finishes like a sigil, there'll be like a puff of skunk,
Okay.
and then occasionally a blooming flower, and then the blooming flower like goat
Smells like a skunk.
Smells like a skunk.
Are we bored, Lauren?
What?
Boy, that magic really
Noelle
stinks.
is meticulously carving this thing. You're just like kicking rocks and making skunk smell.
Yep. I've literally never ever used Druidcraft ever before.
I'm glad you found a good use for it.
I am too, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Concentrating.
Another stinky flower.
Never done this before. If it goes wrong, bad things happen.
Stinky flower.
And this is the sigil of Lauren doesn't get to use this.
Wait, how long does this take Noelle to do?
A minute.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if it's a long time, then I might.
I was gonna say we could just like give a bottle of alcohol to Lauren and be like, here, entertain yourself.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
Well, this is all I needed. Thank you, John.
All right. Well, within a minute, Noelle, you have the teleportation circle inscribed on the ground. You can feel the tingle of arcane energy at your fingertips, ready to open a portal on the other side of the world.
Okay. It's only gonna be open for a few seconds, so everybody step in. Now.
The circle flashes with a brilliant red light, and you are all enveloped in this sort of Star Trek phase beam looking things. And seconds later, reappear in a cold stone room. It is dark. There's like 2 torches lit by a doorway. where a pair of Green Wardens are standing at attention, shield and spear in hand. And as they see you, they all nod, and one of them says, Alexei sent that you would be arriving soon. Good to see you safe. Weren't there supposed to be 5 of you?
They're coming a different way. They'll be here soon.
By here, we mean not in this teleportation circle.
Yes.
They will be arriving elsewhere.
They just kind of look at each other and, all right.
What time is it here?
Can you get portal lag?
It is like...
Jet lag.
So you guys would have left at like 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about
So
right.
it would be like 2 in the morning.
I'm gonna go to the bar.
The bars are closing. Lauren.
I'm gonna go to bar quickly.
Where's the closest bar?
I mean,
we're at the Green Keep. You would know where the closest bar is to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
you,
go to the
you guys would
Presidium.
be. You guys would be able to step up out of the basement chamber that this is in, into the main foyer of the Green Keep, and out onto the street without much issue.
Oh yeah, I would tell Lauren. Alexei did say he wanted to talk, but not till the morning.
I'll go wake him up.
No, he said specifically not to do that.
Chaos goblins here, sorry. Fine, I'll go to the keep. The Presidium.
Gotta start adjusting our sleep schedules back.
So, as you head for the Presidium, meanwhile,
Yes.
in the Feywild, Barnaby Burberry, one of you, please roll a d6 for me.
Please don't roll a 6.
For the love of God, don't roll a 6. Any other day is fine.
You each have to roll d6, or just one of us?
Just one of you.
Alright.
Do you want to do it?
If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
I mean, I have this new dice I can test out.
That sounds dangerous.
Burberry
Barnaby, roll.
does tend to roll low.
That's
That's
a 3.
true. Oh, perfect.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
No
good.
problem.
Crisis averted.
Hooray! Let's use my bad rolls to our advantage for once.
So, you guys will spend the majority of the day walking through the Feywild. After a couple hours, the Darklings will probably call for a break and bid you farewell before stepping off the road into the forest. And from there, it is an uneventful and pleasant trip before you emerge into the dense pine copse on the hills at the foot of the mountains to the west of Freeport. It is 2 in the morning at the point at which you arrive. And it is the 23rd of Cairn. So, Early Barnaby arrived on the 23rd. The rest of the part arrived later.
Right now that we're in Freeport, I will be wearing my amulet of non-detection.
Fair. So, since we have largely resolved our outstanding adventure loose ends, my voice is starting to give.
Okay.
So I think this is a good place to call it for the night. I apologize that it's early, but
That's all right.
I think this is about as far as we can go before I start doing some damage.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, good session, guys.
Yeah, good game.
We will pick up next time, make up the time difference, get everybody resynced, and pick up from there.
Okay.
Cool. So,
Feel better, bud.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's do MVP for the session.
I mean, I'll nominate Barnaby because that was a very sweet scene at the gravesite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Barnaby, easy MVP. And Pete, by the way, that was an excellent guess.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, I was thinking back to the person of many faces, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Empress never looked like themselves. I don't even remember the moment that I realized it. Was just kind of over the course of the week. I'm like thinking about it. But yeah.
Call back to last game.
Yeah.
Very nice.
In fairness, too, like the only people who
See, I did put an Easter
you
egg.
did, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The only
did
people
the
who
thing.
would have gotten that in this party would have been me, Burberry, and John, technically, because nobody else knew about the Empress.
Yep, I already told Jacob I had no idea, so.
Well, here's the fucking kicker. And David, do you mind if I do a little spoiler about your backstory?
Go for it.
So
I
that
feel like we pretty much resolved all Barnaby's stuff, so there's not really that many surprises.
that name was a complete fucking coincidence.
Oh.
Like I opened his backstory and I looked at his I'm looking at all his NPCs and Avalon is one of them, and I'm like, oh, I have to do something with that.
That was the name you had for the Empress all the way back to the previous campaign? Well, shit.
Swinkity.
That's awesome.
I told you I had no idea.
I have to do something with that. I was fucking.
People can have the same day.
I'm definitely interested in the fact that the Empress is somehow stuck here or bailed on her kingdom or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
It might be that she, like, transcended somehow.
Maybe. I mean, her fleet was looking for her, so she bailed on him, I guess. I don't know. Weird.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was an accident. Maybe she put a portable hole in a bag of holding.
What kind of idiot would do that?